I'm not gonna hold anything back. I want to tell you everything. Things are a little bit off. I had never addressed where and what I was doing for work until right now. Do I see myself working in the criminal justice fields? We'll get into that. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Long time no talk. It has actually been so freaking long that I posted a video aside from the Greece video, but before that it was a really long time. I'm just gonna lower her a little bit. I wanted to take this opportunity to check in with you guys, update you on my life, because I think it's been like 2 months before the Greece upload that I posted a video, and that is a long time for me because I am usually a Sunday morning kind of gal for uploads, so things are off. Things are a little bit off. So basically I just want to talk you guys through the past couple months of my life, what's been going on, why the heck I went off to Greece in the last video, and everything in between. So let's get into it. If you're new, hi, my name is Varia. I'm usually a lot better at uploading. I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, I have a couple kids, I have a cute little fiance, and we're just a fun little fam living life. So if you want to join us, subscribe. The button is below. It's free, it's easy to do, and you get notified when I post. So if you're into that, check that button down below. And as always, I do link my social media in the description box below, so if you just want an easy way to access my accounts, you can just check out there. My cell phone is in need of being plugged in right now. I was FaceTiming my cute little BFF Haley and my phone was at like 10%. So she needs some juice, but that's okay. It's easily accessible. We're gonna get through this. So as per usual, I went on my Instagram and I asked you guys if you had any sort of questions or anything you wanted updates on. And I've gotten a very consistent response of what you guys want to know. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of go over the last few months of my life, tell you what's been going on, and then answer a few more specifics, I think. No, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and look through them really fast. I think there's a few that I just kind of want to address right away, and then we'll kind of go through it as we go, and then the questions will kind of cover everything that's been going on. So let's do that. And if you're not following me, I got these off Instagram. That is the only way I'm actually able to ask for questions, because on YouTube I do post in my community tab, but I cannot turn the comments on. So even if I were to ask for questions on YouTube, I still wouldn't be able to get them. So if you want to be part of future Q&As or have input to give me, Instagram is the place to go. Follow me. It's just at variaandco. First question we're gonna answer is, are you still happy you took criminal justice in school, and do you still like the field? As you know, in my last Greece video, I in the title put that I quit my job. Now, I fully had every intention in that video to address the fact that I actually did leave my job. It wasn't just like clickbait, but I forgot. I did not mention in that video anything about me leaving my job. So that's kind of part of that question, but let's talk about my degree first. So I graduated university in April with a criminal justice degree. I did it for 4 years. Do I regret it? Yes and no. I have a lot of opinions and thoughts about university and everything that it entails, and it's truly unfortunate that it took me this long to realize that university isn't end all be all answer for everyone. I also got my student loan bill back, and that was a hard hit for sure. So that also maybe sways my opinion a little bit. Do I feel like I learned a lot? Honestly, no. I don't think I learned 4 years, thousands of dollars worth. I really don't think so. Did I learn some things? For sure. Do I think university has helped me in ways that aren't specific to criminal justice? For sure. I've learned how to format an email. You know, that's important moving forward in all areas of life. It's good to know how to write an email. I have, probably better developed critical thinking skills and just better writing skills. Honestly, I think my biggest takeaway from my 4 years of education is probably my writing. I do think I have somewhat strong writing skills, and I think university has helped me, plus it helped me recognize the fact that I have those. So that's cool. But in terms of actual criminal justice, folks, I don't think I learned a ton. I've learned some terms, I've learned some things about the system. I don't think that my school, at least my program at least, did a very good job of actually like describing and teaching us things about the real world. I think it was a lot of theory, a lot of this is where things stem, which is obviously important to a degree, but I feel like if that's all we're focused on, that doesn't actually do us any good. And when it came time to my practicum, I had to pick where I wanted to be placed. I had absolutely no idea what my options were. To be honest, my academic advisor was not very helpful in that department. She was not able to like give us a list of some sort where I could like look at the agencies and be like, okay, this is what this agency is. Am I interested? Not a clue. Not a clue what is out there. I feel like I didn't even scrape the surface of the criminal justice field because I just was not exposed to it. And like, did I do some research about practicum placements? I did, but I found nothing because none of, like, that's not public information. Student practicums are not public. It's super like hush hush for some reason. We would absolutely get destroyed if we tried to reach out to an agency and inquire about a placement. It all had to be done through our academic advisor, through the university. So I just don't think that system was very good. And if you're not going to educate us on everywhere that we can be placed, at least give us a list so that we can figure out what these agencies are. Truly, I knew maybe 3 possible placements that I could be put into, most of which I had absolutely zero interest in whatsoever. I did not want to do them, and I wrote one of them down because I had absolutely nothing else to put down. I had no idea, and I had to write down 3. Now, I also never told you guys where I did my practicum or where I actually got the job. If you didn't know, I went pretty much straight from my practicum into my paid position. It was the same role. I will get into it because there's no reason of me being all Heidi, that's not a word. Me being all secretive about it. I didn't want to tell you at the time that I was working and I was doing my practicum because it would be extremely easy to locate my place of work, and I didn't need those security concerns. So I didn't disclose where I was working or what I was doing. But we'll get into that. But kind of going back to choosing your major and everything, you guys, I think it's freaking messed up how at age 17, 18, and not even, I feel like it's even younger because when you apply to university, you're younger than when you are when you graduate. And here you are applying to all these programs and then you do them. Like the amount of people I have spoken to, like the wedding we went to in July, our best friends got married. And we went to a different city to stay there, and we were staying with a bunch of other people. And the amount of kids that were like, I want nothing to do with my degree. Absolutely nothing. Like, I have no interest in it. It was a waste of time and money. Most people said those things. And I think it's so concerning that so many people are going through this, right? You're 4 years into a degree, you don't like it, you don't find it interesting anymore, you don't see a future with it, but like, what do you do? Do I see myself working in the criminal justice fields? I don't think so. I don't think so. That is not truly where my passions and interests lie. It is where my education is, but I don't think I want to do that. But at the time that I was choosing what I wanted to do for school, it was either criminal justice or nursing. Thank God I did not get into nursing. Oh my gosh, I am so glad. For no particular reason, I just know for me, I know I would not have done well, nor would I have liked it. I applied because I liked biology. That was it. That was literally my sole reason for applying. Yeah, I have a lot of nurse friends, and my mom, like, she has a medical background. I know for a fact that I would have been miserable. Actually, in school, while I was doing my degree, I also had the obligations to do electives and general education classes. Now, had I known that I was able to get a minor, no idea. I did not know what a minor was, nor did I know that I was eligible for one. Had I known that, I would have gotten one in either business or like social media of some sort. But I really enjoyed the business classes that I took. Do I wish I would have done business? No. Do I wish I would have done more like marketing, digital, stuff like that? I do, because I think that would have been more of an asset for me now when I am experimenting with other things. I don't regret going to school necessarily, but I don't know. Life's confusing, and it sucks because I thought that the second I graduated, I would have figured it all out and life would make sense, but no, it actually makes far less sense than it did 2 years ago. So there's that. Next is, were you nervous traveling during a pandemic? So I just got back from Greece. It was absolutely freaking incredible. I loved Greece so much. It was stunning. Amazing, amazing. Was I nervous? Yes, but probably not for the reasons that you would think. What I was stressed and nervous about was just like getting across borders. I was nervous that I wouldn't make it to Greece. I was worried that I'd be turned around and that I simply wouldn't get to go. So that's what I was nervous about. My cute Haley friend asks, funniest mem of the trip. Honestly, it was such a fun trip. We had so many incredible times. Like honestly, just picture yourself like island hopping with a bunch of friends. Like I didn't get to hop too many islands. I only went to Mykonos, but it was still amazing and I loved every minute of it. I would say one of my favorite nights was our little game night. We were in Athens, we went and got wine, we got gummies, we had cards to play, and it was just so fun. Like we were all just that like little bit of tipsy level, and like it was just so fun. We were laughing, we were crying, I'm sure at some point. We were just like sharing, oversharing. It was great. We also went out a lot. Haley and I have never actually gone to like the club before, despite being friends for like a while. We've never gone. I don't think we ever even went like drinking together. I think the closest we got was her birthday, and like one of her birthdays, I don't know, like 2-3 years ago, I don't know. We went out to like a bar and I lost my wallet, and I realized the second we got there that I didn't have my wallet, so that was like a total buzzkill and we left. So like Mitchell and I left like right away. So that's the closest we ever come. So kind of going out and just like drinking, having fun, dancing, all the things. It was super, super fun. Mykonos was just beautiful, so just getting to hang out and eat lots of good food was truly incredible. But I think like the funniest night was probably our little game night. It was super funny. Okay, then there were a multitude of job questions. Did you really quit your job? Did you quit your job? Spill the job tea, like all the things, future job plans, stuff like that. There was also a question about if the job was what I expected it to be. Okay, so going back to January 2021, I was placed into a practicum. What was I doing? Like I said, I had never addressed where and what I was doing for work until right now. I'm not gonna hold anything back. I wanna tell you everything. In January, I was placed into a courthouse. What was I doing? I was a judicial clerk. Well, I was a student, but that's what I was doing. I was like doing a judicial clerk job. Now, you might not know what that is, because I certainly had absolutely no idea what that was until like 2 months into my practicum, where I was like, okay, this makes sense. There are so many departments, so I really could have been in any department, but I was dealing with criminal stuff and traffic stuff. During my practicum, it was mostly criminal stuff. During my actual working with them, was mostly traffic. But what a judicial clerk, picture a courtroom. You have your judge, you have like just below, there's like a level of desks, computers, whatever. That's where the clerks sit. So that would have been me. So if you got in trouble with a traffic ticket, when I started working, I didn't go into court as a clerk when I was doing my practicum, but when I started working, that was me. I was running the courtroom basically. I knew about your traffic tickets. I knew about them all. So basically in the courtroom, you have all of the files as a clerk. You have all the files. You're taking all the notes. You are in charge of the audio recording because everything is recorded. I was not a stenographer. I think that's what they're called. That transcribe everything. I was not that. That doesn't exist anymore because there are audio recording systems. So all I had to do was press record and just monitor the recording, make sure it was recording and recording properly. Like I said, I was taking notes. If anybody had exhibits, I ran a few trials. If either party had exhibits to enter to the court, i.e. present to the judge, I would take them, I would staple a little paper on them, I would mark them as exhibits, and then I would pass them to the judge to review and consider and whatever. I would also then keep them. So like when they were done with them, I would take them back, and then I would have to go and bring them up to a certain floor to have them properly stored. So it was quite the process, and it's not a job that you think about exists really. Like you don't think that the job that I did really is a thing, but there are a lot of things that we had to do to make the court room and the court process run smoothly. So I didn't hate the job itself, to be honest with you. Like I did enjoy it for the most part. It was extremely stressful. but I did like it. So for the practicum, mostly what I did was set up files for court. There's like a mess, so docket court. I know I'm throwing a lot of things at you right now, and I had absolutely no idea what any of these things were until I started doing this job. So you can imagine that like none of this was taught to us in school, so like whatever. A docket, so there's docket days. Every week there's a docket day. That means that everybody that has files, criminal or traffic, they need to come in, and there are certain things that need to be done to each file. So like most files were for plea. So during a docket day, that person or their lawyer, somebody appears on their behalf and they say, we plead guilty, or we plead not guilty, we want to go to trial, whatever it may be, or we would like to reserve plea and put this over for another date, like whatever. So that needs to be done there. You don't need a whole trial date to enter a plea. So there'd be a bunch of files set in for this one day for just little things, 5-10 minute things. During my practicum, I would be setting up all those files, and this would take me a long time, like all day. It would take me to do like one docket day, but I would also go into court. So I wasn't doing anything in court other than just sitting there and observing. I went into a lot of trials, like so many, and it was horrible. Like that stuff sticks with you. Like it's not anything that you just leave at work, you know? So I did not enjoy that. I went into a dangerous dog hearing. I know there was a murder trial going on, but I never got to go into that one. I didn't really want to anyway. But after my practicum ended, I think beginning of April, I got all my hours in, and then at mid-May, I think May 10th is when I started my actual job with them. I interviewed for them, they hired me. There was a lot of things I think I didn't see or get exposure to while being a student, and it really threw me off, and nothing that I expected, because I really thought it would just be kind of a smooth transition, and not that it wasn't, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? So I started working full-time. My commute to work would be an hour, my commute home would be an hour, actually longer when Sophie started daycare, because it was just more things to worry about, and I was just spending absolutely no time at home. We would get home at like 6 o'clock, the kids would go to bed literally within 30 minutes, and we'd do it all over again. And I did not see my children, and my relationship was struggling. I didn't see Mitchell much. There was not enough time for anything. And like the hour I have before bed after the kids go to sleep, like I am preparing my lunch for the next day. I am like going over emails and doing all the things. And I actually picked up another job, which I'll talk about in a second, during that time, so that gave me even less time for anything else. So basically I started and I was doing traffic stuff. So I was setting up files for traffic, and then shortly after I was put into traffic court, and I was training how to actually run traffic court, and then within like a week I was doing it on my own. And at that time everything was still locked down, so everything was over the phone. Even though I was still in the courtroom and the judge was still in the courtroom, there was nobody else in the courtroom, like the crown prosecutor, the accused, like nobody was still there. And it wasn't until I think end of June that we actually started to run things again like normal, so people would come, and it was still limited, like it wasn't everybody. People for trials would come, people for like more serious things would have to appear. And I actually was doing so much overtime. Back like when courts opened again, I was doing a ridiculous amount of overtime. Like there was nights that I didn't get home till 8 o'clock. I left at 6 a.m, didn't get home till 8 p.m. And like I don't want to sit here and be like, that is unreasonable and blah blah blah. Like I know a lot of people work 10, 12, 14-hour shifts. Like as a nurse, when you get a job, you know that you do your 7 to 7, you know, like that is your expectation. That is nothing out of the ordinary when you work 12 hours. But that wasn't the agreement for me. It was an 8 to 4 job. So my understanding was that I would actually get a little bit of time with my family, and you know, like the hours were set. And no, a lot of the time we actually had to go out and like travel to certain circuit locations, so we were on the road. Was it always safe? I didn't necessarily ever feel unsafe when I was doing it, when I was driving or when somebody else was driving, but I knew that the winters we get here are horrible, so I knew that that was like a concern for sure. And the like justification I got from somebody was, well, you have life insurance. I'm so sorry. No, I don't want life insurance. I have children that need a mom, not life insurance. Thank you. Everyone I worked with, I think there was one woman that was on leave for a while, but she came back, and she was the only one that had little children. Nobody else had small children. Either they were very grown or no children whatsoever. So I was like an outside, not an outsider, but you know what I mean? Like nobody else shared those struggles, and I think that's because nobody with small children lasted like myself. I think that was my biggest thing for leaving, is that I just got no time. I understand that like the whole leave requests thing, like when you apply to get time approved off, is like common, and that's a thing. I don't think it's right, and there's certain things that I just was not okay with. If I'm not asked, like I was not given an option to do overtime, like it was mandated. And I know that if you don't do the job, you don't understand, because when I was out at a circuit point, I had one car with like 1 or 2 other people. So there's 3 of us for one car. We all had to then drive back to our base point, and then we can be off. So if we're there at 6 o'clock at night, I can't just leave, right? It's not like I just walk away. I can't. I have to stay there, and then I have to go back to the base point location, and then I get to go home. And it's back when we get to the base point that I still have another hour of travel. So late nights, a lot of late nights, and it's not even just like once a week. It was like 3-4 times a week. And it just got to the point where I was exhausted, and I knew that I was getting to a burnout slash a little bit of a mental breakdown point, and I didn't want to get there. I didn't want to go through that, so I decided that this job just wasn't worth it to me. Again, I did not like the court stuff or the back end stuff. Like I did not like it. It got to the point where it was impacting my life, my children, my relationships, and my sanity, to be honest. To the question that asked if it's what I expected it to be, like I said, yes and no. Like there are obviously a lot of things I expected out of it, because I was doing it slash seeing it for a while. Like it was 4 months that I was kind of exposed to the job, and that's nice that I did get to see it from that sense. But there's just a lot of like politics, they say, in terms of management and the way things are done, and it's just not all of it's right. I just don't agree with a lot of things, and I didn't feel the need to stick around. That was not the life I wanted. It was a pretty dead-end job. Like there's truly not really anywhere to move up unless you move out to management, and everyone says that management is not the place you want to be. So not that I did. That was not an appealing career for me. Also, a very common term or phrase or saying or whatever I got told while working there was, just tough it out till retirement. Tough it out till retirement. I'm 22 years old. You are telling me that I'm supposed to tough it out for the next 30 plus years of my life so I can retire? If that is your mentality, I have a few questions. What are you thinking? No, I need you to stop that right now. No, I give you zero permission to do that. That is wrong. If you're just gonna waste your life and like put up with it or conform or whatever just so you could have retirement, why? No, I give you no right to do that. That is wrong. You're wasting your life. No, sorry. If you're not happy, you need to do something about it. Waiting to retirement, toughing it out to retirement, unless you literally have 2 years till retirement, fine. But if you're like my age, no, you're not toughing it out. You're making some changes, queen. But at the start of summer, I also picked up another job. I just found a listing on Indeed, and I figured, why not? It was a startup company, like a wellness app that was, supposed to motivate you and encourage you and help you just like thrive in life, basically. And they needed a TikTok content creator. So I applied, I got an interview, and they told me that they actually filled the TikTok position. They found somebody to do the TikTok for them. However, they also had YouTube that they were interested in filling. And obviously I have like, some YouTube background. I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and like editing isn't new to me. Posting, uploading all the things is not new to me. I'm not like super versed in the algorithm. I don't really know what the hell is going on when it comes to the algorithm, but I know how to post a video. So they liked that. It was a full-time position that they wanted, and I told them I could do it. They're like, you're insane, we're giving you 20 hours a week. So I was working my full-time. That wasn't actually just full-time, it was full-time and then some, plus this other job that was like 20 hours a week. It was very ambiguous, and I think when they hired me and when they like offered the job, like they didn't really know what the actual job would be. So I was doing like weird things. I was like doing weekly vlogs for them and posting them. Why? Like why am I filming a a weekly vlog of myself and then posting it. That's also why I was like super absent from YouTube, is because I was doing weekly vlogs for this company. Like I had no time to not even like film, edit, whatever, but like even conceptualize videos. Like I did not have the brain power for it. So yeah, that's why I haven't posted in a long time, is because I was posting elsewhere. It gave me some social media management exposure, which is something that I'm very interested in doing. And I think I mentioned it in a previous video, I think Sophie's like birthday or something, that video about how I wanted to venture out into different career paths and little things. So I think that that was a good little like step for me. That was just an 8-week contract, so I'm done with that now. They were great. Like they were super accommodating to the fact that I had this other job, and like I couldn't just hop on a meeting at 11 a.m. because I had my other job. And the job I did, like my courthouse job, like I was in the courtroom. Like I wasn't even able to be on my phone or just like step away or whatever. Like I was all day in the courtroom. Also, we got like no breaks, FYI. So like that 10-12 hour day I would have, no breaks. No breaks. You work through your breaks. Very toxic, lots of toxicity going on in the office, and like just the etiquette, 0 out of 10. Moving forward though, honestly at 22 years old, I think I have like a fair bit of life experience being a teen mom and like working and university and this like new job and just other things in life. I think I have a fair bit to offer, I guess. So moving forward, there are some things that I am interested in doing. Nothing is set in stone, to be honest. I'm still just kind of trying to figure it out. And since being back from Greece, I am just like super brain fried. There's so much going on in Canada right now that I just cannot wrap my head around. And I am speechless, truly. So I've just been like kind of consumed by that, and I feel like my brain is just super foggy and I can't get on a straight trail. It's just so back and forth and everything is so unknown, and yeah, but that's where we are right now. Some things that interest me and I see myself doing, and I have been like applying and just like kind of moving pieces around. I'd say the biggest thing is social media management. So managing accounts for businesses, people, whatever it may be. Like I said, I was managing the YouTube account, so that was some social media management. I was also then doing content creation, which whatever, like I totally would be down. Like I think something that I would want to do, I am a little hesitant about doing it right now, but I want to do it, is like a small local business, getting them on board with social media management, but also content creating for them. So going in there, taking photos, like I think a restaurant or like a bakery would be super fun. So going in there, taking photos of their food, whatever, posting that stuff, creating reels for them, things like that, helping them grow their account, becoming more noticeable on social media. Genuinely, that's something I wish I was able to get into before I even went into university. And you know what, when I graduated, I really didn't have many options for me. I didn't have some like backup business I've been working on that I could just take over. I didn't have a family business I could join for a few years, like nothing. I had nothing. It was like university or retail. So I chose university. But I just wish at that time I kind of was more exposed to these things. I truly think that I would be far more advanced at this point. But can't look back, can only look forward. I think mostly where I kind of started these wheels turning was TikTok, I think, when it's like I started to recognize that, hey, I've actually like, I kind of know how to run an Instagram account. Like I understand TikTok, I get trends, like I know what's kind of popping. I know how to like niche base trends. Not that I'm some like expert, but I would feel like I have a better grasp than like a 50-year-old business owner that's just trying to run their little restaurant. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it would be so much more helpful for them to have somebody come in and just take all that stuff over for them. Like that's my goal. I just want to make business owners' lives easier and let them run their business and not worry about promotion and marketing and all the things. That's something I've been dabbling with and I really enjoy. Like I really love content creation. Obviously I've been doing it for years on here and my Instagram and stuff, and I really love it. So I just don't see why I couldn't not only make money from it, more like I do make some money from what I do, but I just mean like from make money more of like a full-time career, as well as help those people, help them, you know, adjust to the things going on in social media, because things are so evolving. When you're not consumed in it, like it's hard to keep up. Not to say that I'm like super on top of everything, like no, I'm not super on top of trends, but I have a little bit of idea what's going on. Another little avenue I have been dabbling with is virtual assisting. I joined a group on Facebook and there's so many like different people and it's just super cool. So virtual assisting is kind of, no, I don't know if it's, I think there's some overlap in terms of like, I need you to post this for me, like help me keep up with my Instagram kind of thing. But I think there's also more of like administrative tasks and stuff like that. So I'd totally be down for that. I'm fine with that. So I think the goal here, work from home and just build my own schedule, work on my terms, not answer to anyone. Like, yeah, of course, if I'm a virtual assistant, I'm gonna have somebody that's like an upline, you know, fair. I'm doing some work for them. Same with like a restaurant, a business owner, whatever, right? That is the goal here. I want to work from home and I want to spend time with my family and go on a trip whenever I feel like it, not feel like I have to get permission and all these things put in place through work and whatever. Because that's kind of how it was. I almost got denied going to my best friends. My best friends were getting married and work was trying to tell me that I couldn't go. I am so sorry, but I'm going. I'm not asking you to let me go. I'm just telling you I won't be here. That is the sole purpose of this leave request here. Like, don't let it go to your head here. Like, I'm not gonna be here, that's all. I was like not down for it. And I totally think that none of that is like uncommon in an office. Truly, I think that goes on everywhere. And I just didn't like it. And if I have the means to make an income and support my family elsewhere, why not? Also, I guess something we've been doing a lot of is photography and videography. Mitchell has been filming a ton of weddings. I've been doing a lot of like family sessions and stuff like that, and it's really been great. Like, I love photography. I love editing photos. I really have enjoyed it. I actually have a full booking of fall sessions coming up. So Mitchell's been like doing videos for all sorts of couples, and truly the videos are stunning. And I'm not just saying that. And if you think I am, I'm gonna leave his website below. You can see some of like our portfolio photos we've been taking, but also you can watch the wedding videos that he has been posting. And let me know, do you think that they don't live up to their incredible statement, or do you think they're great? Because I think they're great, but I'd love to know what you think. So let me know. Watch them, let me know what you think. And we are totally, like, we're Western Canada based, but we are totally willing to come anywhere and everywhere. So if you have a wedding coming up, or planning a wedding, or will be having a wedding in the future, you hit us up. We would love to help you out. I think that pretty well addresses everything that's kind of been going on. The kids are great. Stefan started grade 1. Sophie is the biggest, cutest little kid ever. So they're really well. Mitchell's well too. He's really glad to be ditching the construction world and getting more into the creative things and filming weddings and doing other things on the side. So that's been really awesome. I'm really happy with all of that. It's just now my turn to figure things out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions. This is not an invitation to criticize me. I'm not asking you to tell me that I am going crazy and should have just stayed at my job, because you know what? That would have been the safe and comfortable thing to do, but I also wouldn't have been able to go to Greece, and I wouldn't just be able to spend more time with my family and be at ease with my decision, and I don't regret it whatsoever. So it is what it is. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Leave me a like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. I'll actually be filming and posting more now, I promise. Bye. Have a great week. I'll see you later.